Good morning, YouTube. Nalina here, and today I am sharing a apartment renovation. This apartment, the general layout of it was very much inspired by one of the builds that I've seen by 8 Cups of Coffee. I love her channel. She's got some really great stuff. So the layout is definitely inspired by her. I saw one of her videos doing one of she was renovating one of these apartments, and I remember very specifically because I kept thinking, wow, that's so small, but she made it look so spacious, and it was very open plans. And I think she built from like the center out. And I was trying not to keep everything in its same place. The bedrooms do end up in the same general location, which is on this side of the room, but they're not as small, I think, or one of them is not like too much larger as it was originally. Like originally this little area where I put the bed, that's one of the bedrooms, which is like really small, maybe about three little spaces, and then the bigger master bedroom was against the opposite side where I'm gonna actually put a toddler bedroom. So while I'm working on this layout, I left all of the walls open where I would put doors, except for the kitchen. The kitchen and the living room area will not have doors. I was gonna put columns there, but I ended up not doing that. So those stay open. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to put a walkway because I don't like the ones that we have. They're not like wide enough. They might be tall enough, but I don't like the way they are. Like they're too tall, sort of. So I didn't use them. And so this house, I was playing with Salim and Katrina Caliente. They are married and they have a baby. So I was just trying to. I have already renovated Salim's first apartment, and I shared that. It was very. I want to say. Oh, what do I want to say? I'm good for that, not knowing what to say. I want to say industrial type, but I don't think that it was. But anyway, it's a very small apartment, so I designed it in a way that made it look like it was bigger. Well, in my eyes, that made it look bigger than I felt it was actually. Um, so that's what I was trying to do with this one as well. Even though this is a really pretty big apartment, it's really long. It's not very wide. So that's why I kept the bedrooms towards the back, and I really love this window space. I try to keep like the living areas where the windows are, where the bigger windows are, because in bedrooms and stuff like that, like you don't want the sun all on your face. Or maybe you do. I personally, I don't think I would be too crazy about that. Um, so I wouldn't. I don't put the bedrooms there. Maybe one day I'll put a bedroom with bigger windows to wake you up, so the sun can wake you up. The kitchen actually spills into into the living room area, and by that, it's because I wanted to put a bar, but I couldn't like work it out in a way where it was both in the kitchen and in the living room. So I just kind of keep this open wall space here, and I will end up putting some cabinets, like bar cabinets, on the opposite side of that wall so that it's on both sides. Another thing I want to mention is that I made this apartment pretty colorful just because in the hallway you have like this really vivid blue, and it's part of the palettes that I never use. Like I don't use these bright colors except for in accent walls. Like as you can see, I put it on two of the walls in the living area, and then I quiet down that same color for the rest of the hallway and the opposite wall. But in the kitchen, it's like fully that color is just like fully bright. And I kept some consistency throughout the apartment by using that same bluish teal color in the kitchen and in the furniture. Not in the kitchen, in the furniture in the living room. And I believe the bed actually ends up having the bed that I use for the master bedroom ends up having that same blue or teal, and in the I was gonna say the peds room, in the toddlers room, we have that same. I don't think it's. I think it's the teal because they have like that beige and blue color of furniture, and that's the one I end up using. So there's a bit of consistency throughout. I didn't really bring the yellow outside of the living area, at least not this bright yellow. I just extended it throughout this long hallway that we have here. So when you enter the apartment, it's like you'll see the kitchen is there, but then to the left and to the right is either the bedroom and then the living area and sitting space. Also, I totally forgot about, I was just thinking about where I wanted the living room, where I wanted the kitchen, where and how it was going to fit in the bathroom, which the bathroom ended up being smaller than I wanted it to be. It's exactly the same size as it would be when you go into the original apartment. It's just a long, skinny bathroom, which was not something I wanted to do. But since we do have a toddler bedroom, it forced us to have to kind of like sacrifice us and sacrifice the bathroom and have a smaller bathroom. I'm pretty sure I could have been fine making the kitchen smaller, but I like to leave space in the kitchen because sometimes you throw a party or have an event and then Sims are all over the kitchen and then they kind of get stuck, and that can just ruin your party when they're just like, hello, hello, I can't reach whatever they're trying to get to. So I decided to make the kitchen bigger. It was necessary for gameplay. And I actually will put a mirror here just to kind of help the bathroom not feel so small, at least in that little area. And then over here put some lights. But yeah, the bathroom is really really small. So I kept the walls down because I was gonna upload this to the gallery just to save it and to share it as well. And there goes the bed I use with a type of blue. It's not really the teal color. So that I can share it. I know some people don't want to like leave out the walls or they find it to be troublesome to have to put something up when it feels so incomplete like that. But for me, I find it to be a solution. It's something that you figured out because you can't save it like you could save a house. It's a different situation when you're doing an apartment. So that was the solution that I found, and it's the one that I use. And I do want to share my creations because so many people have shared theirs. And I every time within a community, I'm always the person who doesn't contribute because I don't have a matching skill level. But I thought, I can work on this and I can get better. And this is something that I spend all day, most of my time doing anyway. So why not go ahead and just improve on it, even though it might not be the greatest thing when I start out. So yeah, I wanted to share the apartment. And so that's why I leave the walls out, but I very specifically comment that where the walls are missing, you just add the wall and add the door. I mean, if you can afford the apartment in the first place, it shouldn't cost you that much to add the doors in. I actually left my Sims pretty poor. I think they stay with like 1,000 something when they move in, which I found kind of stressful. But that's okay. Salim, he's a book writer, so and he has a job um, with a publisher, so he should be he's making the monies. And Katrina's also has a job, so she'll be fine. Um, I really like this little hallway here. I really didn't know what to put in it though, I'll be honest. And I left a lot of wall space because I do want to. Wow, I just realized I didn't put in a trash bin, so that's another thing you may have to do. But there's trash bins in the hallway, so I think your sim could just go out there and throw away whatever they need to get rid of. Wow, I can't believe I forgot the trash bin. Yeah, so the hallways and much of the walls that are pretty bare, but that's because I wanted to add my own like pictures, like take family photos. And since my photos are working now, they were not working for so long. And every time I took pictures within the game using the cameras that we have, like through the phone or the actual camera, I would still have the screenshot in my save in my screenshots folder, but the image would be black. But that's been fixed since the bowling expansion came out. So yeah, I don't have that problem anymore. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make this feel really cozy and family, um, family. I don't want to say family oriented, like family friendly. Mm, I don't know, whatever. And then um, I definitely did want to put photos of the family though around the house. I've never done that before, so I wanted to do it within this household. So I had worked on the toddler's room initially, and then I was in here for so long because I was trying to fit in certain items. And then I was just like, I want to add this, I want to add that. And it felt kind of messy to me, so that's why I cut it out. And I thought we're going to come back in here anyway to rework it. And I think what the main issue was, is that I had that one feature wall. And then once I move it over to this wall, the opposite wall from it, it actually feels a lot better. And I don't know if it's just my layouts. Like, I just didn't like it at all. And I was struggling. The only thing I had fun doing were the walls, honestly, with the decals. Like, that's the only thing I had fun doing. And then I decided to bring down the other items, like the furniture, to hush them by making them less colorful and just having the colors surround everything else, like things I put on the wall and that little chair. I even made a little hush. So that um, the rabbit rug on the floor made me realize that some of the items are themed. So I try to find rabbit stuff for everything. And there's not that much rabbit stuff, so that was a little weird to me. I thought that was a rabbit, but it wasn't. It was like a robot. It was like a transformer, so that had to I deleted it and put a tree instead. And there, once I added that extra feature wall, I felt much better about the way the room looked. I guess it was just the wall, the plainness of the wall, but it also felt too cluttered to me. Probably the bedroom was really small and I was trying to add too much in it, but it definitely felt really small really cluttered in like not a nice way. And that was driving me crazy. And the thing is that I was not satisfied with the items that I was putting in, and I just kept trying to rework it. So that's why I initially got rid of it and came back to it later. And then we're reaching the end here. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this build and my ramblings. The screenshots will be coming up soon, and I will speak to you next time.